My name is Patty, and welcome to Relatively Refined. All right, folks, so we're off. I'm going to try to hit, I did see a few yard sale signs, so I might try to hit a few of those. There's a couple of thrift stores I'd like to go to and just kind of see where today takes me. I have some cash, I've got my water, so let's go see what kind of trouble I can get into at the thrift stores today. My strategy today was to go to the charity thrift store that closed first. And that is a thrift store that is affiliated with the church. And when I pulled into the parking lot, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the church was having their annual lawn sale. So all of this merchandise was put outside, and there was table after table of treasures to go through. It was so much fun. My hands were quite full, so I didn't take much footage, but it was really fun to see some Christmas items. It was mostly small items, not a lot of antiques, but plenty of vintage. And I found a few things that were great for my college kids. I thought this platter was nice and bright and cheery, and lots of household items. If you needed any kind of a strainer of any sort, they had them all. I thought this fall platter was super pretty. Definitely not something I needed, but pretty. And I thought these picks were really cute with the red and gold and red and silver ornaments. And these seed pods, these dried seed pods, were also really cool. As were these lucite, I think they were lucite, or these just sort of vintage napkin holders. One had shells on them, and I think they were lucite or some type of plastic. They were just really cool. Very retro. So let's head on home and I will show you what treasures I purchased today at the church charity lawn sale. Just a note to add that I did stop at a few other thrift stores after I went to the yard sale. I stopped at the Goodwill and at the Restore and completely struck out at both of those. So this haul is exclusively what I purchased at that church yard sale. Well, that was sure a lot of fun going to the thrift store and anticipating my usual thrift store and finding out they were having a tag sale that day. That was super fun and something different. And I got some decent things. I didn't knock anything out of the park, but I did get a few things that I'll share with you. And I just want to let you know we are up against it today. It is I've got wind. It's really, really windy. So behind me, I have a pool gate, a metal pool gate that keeps clanking. I have my neighbor mowing, trying to get his lawn mowed before the rain hits. My son is upstairs getting ready for work. And so I hear the shower. So if I pause in the middle, bear with me. That's what I'm contending with today. But I'm so happy to be here because my house is going to get very, very quiet. I'm going to be honest with you. It is going to get very, very quiet here over the next week. And I'd much rather be hearing all of this going on and have my kids home. But both of them are heading to college, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. So it is going to get very quiet here. And so, while the noises may be annoying and disruptive, they are music to my ears. And very soon I'm going to have an extremely quiet household. Filming will get easier. So that's the silver lining. But it's going to be a tough week ahead. So with all that said, let's get into what I got at the charity thrift store tag sale. Now, this is a very random selection of things. I tried to organize it by metals because I seem to have gotten a lot of metals here. Bear with me. I'm going to start with this item because it's directly in front of me, and it is this cookie press. So this caught my attention because this is an original box and it is old, and it had somebody's handwritten, somebody's writing on it, cookie press. And immediately that had my heart. So I pretty much was going to get it before even checking to see if it was all there. And it was. So let me just show you, if you're not familiar with these, my mom used to make pressed cookies. I think we called them spritz cookies. Maybe those are different. This looks a lot different than what she used. I think this is older. But the first thing in it that I loved was this little instruction and recipe book. And I just had to show you the graphics on that. I mean, so cool. Why am I squinting when my glasses are right here? I was going to see if there's a date on it. It is a Miro cookie and pastry, and cookie is COOKY. But look at the interior graphics. Aren't those great? I love it. So, and just even the way it's written, you will enjoy many compliments on the clever cookies and pastries you make with the aid of the Miro press and the recipes that follow. So really cool. Had to have that. And here's the best part of this. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to use this, but this part of it, I mean, well, first of all, here's the press. So this is just a different look than what I remember the cookie press having. This is a wider barrel. It's also a screw on, I don't know what the word is, but the press part is screw versus a spring-loaded one that you push. Now, the advantage to this is you don't have to hold your thumb on it, which can sometimes be tricky. You just push it down and twist, and then go on to the next one and twist until you're all the way through. So in some ways, it's kind of a more sensible operation, but it is a little bit clunkier. But here's the best part. This is what I loved. I've never seen this. And there was a piece of notepad paper there. This came with this, like this little wooden piece where you store. These are the inserts that go on the bottom of the press. And so these are the various things that you can do with it. And, you know, there's at least a dozen. I think there's actually 15, and there may be one more. There's one more in here. So there's, I think, 16 tops. Now, some of them are just like bag. They're tips like these. Some of these are tips that protrude, and others are just the flat ones that go on for the actual press. This one was my favorite. It reminded me of a poinsettia. There's also another really cute one in here, pull it out, which is the Christmas tree. That's so cute. And there's even one that is, which I'm curious to see how this would come out, but it's a, oops, excuse me, it's a dog. So I just thought this was so cool. So many little pieces, some fun project for me to play with. Okay, I guess my strategy is just going to be to put them, I hate to put them on the floor because then you're going to see me bending down, but I don't know what else to do. Okay, so let's see. The other thing is I love to find frames at thrift stores and yard sales, and I absolutely loved this frame. It is a 5x7, very heavy silver plated frame, but what I loved about it was the braiding pattern. And you can just tell when something is well made. The brand on this is, I think it's called Lawrence Frames. Lawrence Frames has this nice velvet backing. All the tabs are in place. You can hang it, or you can use the, the easel. Easel, is that what it's called? Kickstand. And so I just love that. I have, plenty of photos that need to be framed. And I just think a classic silver 5x7 frame with this beautiful roping design on the edge, you just can't beat that. I guess I should also mention, I don't think I did, but the way this sale was set up was nothing was individually priced. They had a suggested donation, and then you kind of filled a box or a bag with that. So that is what I did. I made a nice donation to them, and I got a box and filled it. So I don't know the prices of anything. And so it's just all part of a donation. But when it's a fill a bag or a, buy a box kind of thing, I tend to grab more things that I wouldn't ordinarily pay for. So you're going to see some things that you're probably going to scratch your head or think, why? And it's simply because I had room in the box and could use it. And if I decide I don't want it, I'll just redonate it. So anyway, this frame is lovely. I will definitely be using this. And there was also this pewter candlestick with the hurricane top. I generally don't pass these up. This one I particularly liked because of the reticulated design on the top. And I do use them both ways, sometimes plain. I do like the way it looks with a hurricane in it. It gives it a real colonial feel, especially with the pewter. My house alternates between a formal gold and brass accents to a more colonial, primitive, pewter kind of look. It just depends on the mood. My dining room's a little more formal, so I tend to go more with the gold accents in here, where my kitchen area is a little bit more casual, and I tend to go with more of the pewters. Really, I love sterling silver, but that is just so hard to find in the wild. I have to go to specifically an antique shop. So that would be my preference, of course, but I do love the look of pewter in my home. It's very New England, and that's where I live, so it works. My sister Paula had given me a set of these gorgeous pewter candlesticks. These are a nicer quality than this one, but the hurricane does work. Just wanted to show you in this, so I can also elevate this or give it a little bit of a different look on this, but I just wanted to show you the versatility. So I do tend to pick these up when I find them. I do like the reticulated edging on this. There was only one, it was not a pair, so I just grabbed the one, and I'll see what I can do with it. And speak of pewter, I also grabbed this pewter bud vase. I love a bud vase. I want a sterling silver one so badly. So I grabbed this pewter one because I love the fluted look of it. And I think on a tray with like breakfast in bed, or, in my mind, that's where my mind goes. There's probably not going to be anyone bringing me breakfast in bed, and that's okay. But that's what I picture this on, a lovely tray with a single white rose in that. And I think that would be so lovely. But there is something about a metal bud vase that I just find so elegant and beautiful. And this is marked, this is International Silver Company, but it is pewter. Again, why I squint when I have my glasses right here? Well, now I'm not sure. There's a sticker that says International Silver Company on it, but then the marking on the actual base says American Pewter. So I'm not sure. I'll put that back. But, it's in rough shape. It's got some dings, and it's lived a good life. So I did grab that. That's my pewter and silver metals lot right there. Okay, in the randoms category, I have, I couldn't resist this. This is a little resin Sheltie dog, little Shetland sheepdog, or some people call them, well, this one might be a collie, but I don't think so because the legs are shorter, the face is a little bit shorter. So I believe this is a Sheltie or a Shetland sheepdog. And I have to grab this because I don't know, I think I may have mentioned, but our beloved family dog, Max, was a Sheltie, a Shetland sheepdog. He was the absolute love of our lives, and we sadly lost him in 2021. But every time I see anything with a Sheltie on it, my heart just explodes. My sister Kathleen got me some little, I think they're Nesco Sheltie figurines. I have a large collie that belonged to my great uncle. Yes, my great uncle, my father's uncle, that I have. So this just had to come home with me. It's so cute. And it reminds me of my sweet Max, who I still to this day miss. But he obviously lives on in our memories, as all good boys do. So this I had to get. So sweet. And not a chip or anything on it. I believe it's resin. So cute. And then also in the random category, I guess I probably didn't need to show you this, but this is a miniature ice cube tray. And this will go in the dorm freezer. Okay, so speak of college, I got a few things for my daughter, and she is big into her dorm decor, and she and her roommate are going with pink, blue, and gold. Well, I think her side is pink and her roommate's side is blue, and then any stuff that they share, like lamps and things, are going to be gold. So I tried to think about what might look cute in her room. We have everything, but I did snag a few things. So I got her obviously the ice cube tray, but I saw these bookends. I thought they were cute. They're too shiny for my liking. They're filthy. My hands are going to be a mess. But it was a pair of them, and they're just this like super shiny brass, and they have little globes. And my daughter loves to travel, so I think that has sort of a cute little look to it, and a kind of a studious feel for a college room. So I think these will go on her desk or wherever she wants them, or maybe they won't work at all, but I just did not want to leave them there. I thought they would be so cute in a dorm room. And I also got her this, which I know she will use because she's like a big office supply, desk supply person, and she has her folders and different things. This is just a paper, organizer or file organizer, but it has this sort of gold brassy color, and I think she'll use that on top of her desk or her desk hutch. It's pretty nice. It's got these nice rubber feet on it, so it won't scratch anything. Open on one side. So I threw that in the box along with those bookends and the ice cube tray for her to take to school. And if it doesn't work out, they will come home with us and they will get donated. I'm going to put these down. Okay. And a few more randoms. They did have a lot of Christmas stuff there, and I'm kind of regretting not grabbing more of it. But maybe you can relate when there is, it's a donation and you get a box. I know there's an urge to grab a lot of things, but I also wanted to be mindful and not be greedy and, leave things for other people. So there was a few Christmas items that I'm kind of wishing I had snagged. But I grabbed these. This is garland. It's like wooden red beads. And I say this every year. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I always envision a Christmas tree in my kitchen, a kitchen tree with cookie cutter ornaments and a little more primitive look, and cranberries strung. Well, this would be like the version of cranberries. These are wooden, so they look like cranberries. And a little bit more like of a country or folky kind of tree in my kitchen. I've always envisioned that. It's never happened because I don't have a small tree, but I think this is a start to get me motivated to get it going. And these are actually pricey. I have looked at these in stores and craft stores and different things, and they can be pricey. I don't know if this is one. Nope, it's two. So it looks like two pretty good, pretty large strands. And these are wood, and they're not chipped. They're in good shape. So I think these would be really cute. My living room Christmas tree is pretty well established with sentimental ornaments and different things. But a kitchen tree, I think, would be a lot of fun to do. So I was actually pretty pleased to see that. Oh, the other thing in my kitchen tree are like the dried oranges that I make and pomander balls. So old New England kind of colonial charm. That's what I'm envisioning. We'll see. And also there was candles. They did have some pretty red and green ones, but I snagged these. They were brand new in the plastic, and I thought the color would be nice for fall. I don't know how it's coming off in the camera, but it's like a honey color. It's a neutral, but I really like these. So grabbed those. All right, we're making our way. We're getting through it. Here's another little Christmas item. And this was, I don't want to say it's a casualty because it didn't break. It just came apart, and I can easily fix this. But I spotted that they had a bucket of Christmas ornaments, and I was kind of looking through, and they were all really cute. There's a lot of glass ones and different things, but I spotted this one immediately and knew it was Lennox, which it is. And it's a little mailbox, so cute. And it has this little, this is the piece that came off. It didn't break. I just need to glue it back on. So it will look like this and hang. Just a little mailbox that says Merry Christmas. It is that classic Lennox gold and cream color, which I love, and just adorable to hang on the tree. So I could not pass that up, but I do need to, I'm going to set it aside because I do need to glue that together. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to pause here while I rearrange some things so that I don't have to keep reaching. We are down to the last few items, and they're bigger, so I'm just going to pull these forward. Hang on. Okay, so I grabbed a couple of these wall sconces. Tighten this one loose. And it's a set here. They're heavy. They're heavy. And I have these. I already have a set of these. I actually have a couple sets, one identical to this and one that's a single sconce. So I was happy to find these because the set that I already have is in my sitting room. You may have seen it in tours and different things. It's on either side of the window. And I was going to move them into my living room because I'm just changing out some artwork in there to a smaller artwork. So I needed to smaller scale. So I needed something large on either side of the artwork to balance out the scale of the wall. And so I was going to grab, these are loose and dirty. I was going to grab the two from my sitting room and put them in there, and then put the single sconces in there in the sitting room. Am I making any sense? Let's try that again. I was going to swap out the sitting room sconces that look like these, put them in my living room, and then put my single candle sconces in the sitting room. But I didn't love the way that that looked. I really liked the 2 candle sconces in my sitting room. So now I don't have to do that because I have these. All I have to do is figure out if I'm going to keep the single ones or find a smaller space to put them in. But I was thrilled. So I am going to put these in my living room on either side of some artwork that I purchased. Not today that I purchased it, but at an antique store. So I think that will work out. That's going to be just a fun winter day project for me to redo. But I am going to do that swap, and now I'm prepared. I have everything I need to make that happen. So these are just, just brass, hollow brass candle sconces, but they do elevate a room and they look so nice on either side of artwork. I was happy to find a set of 6 champagne flutes. These were never used. They actually were in the box, new in the box, but the box was kind of in bad shape. So they are, I think I'm going to have to probably write the name of this in here because I've already forgotten, but I think it's crystal, I think it's circle. Does that make sense? Circle. Again, I'll put it in here. But they are crystal with this gorgeous I think it's 24 karat gold rim. I remember seeing that and thinking, oh, it's not even 22 karat, it's 24 karat. So these are beautiful, and I'm so glad they weren't used because sometimes people put these in the dishwasher and that rim is no longer. These are not fancy. These don't have a whole lot of value, except they're beautiful. And the full set of 6, I was happy to have. These are going to be gorgeous on a fall table. I love the gold in fall. And I'm a big fan of the bubbly. So I have a cocktail that is with sparkling wine or champagne and cider. So I'll be anxious to make that and serve it in these. These also are perfect for New Year's and a great Christmas table. My Christmas china is Lenox and it has a gold rim. So this would be really pretty with that. So that was all that I got. That's what I got. I know there's nothing like super gorgeous or unique, and a lot of these items are very practical, but I did want to share with you. Sometimes it's fun to go to these sales and think outside the box, think of practical things. And like I said, whenever it's a fill-a-bag or a flat donation, take what you want. I do tend to get things that I probably wouldn't ordinarily. And sometimes that's not a bad thing because then I think, well, I wouldn't have picked this up, but now that I have it, I'm going to find something to do with it. And if you don't find something to do with it, it gets re-donated. All right, everyone, that will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed sharing this haul with you. I enjoyed sharing some footage of the lawn sale, yard sale, tag sale at the charity thrift store. There is so much to see and do, and I love this time of year because here where I live, we are heading into rummage sale season, and that's my favorite. I love a good church rummage sale for not only the treasures, but there's always like baked goods, and it's just my favorite time of year. So lots of good content coming your way. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We really enjoy putting these videos out, and we are trying to increase our subscribers. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite item I picked up was. Is there something that reminded you of home? Or did you think I just completely missed the mark, which is entirely valid. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.